Evening, and welcome to Museum in Lotus. I'm sure you know who I am. My name is Khan. Now, this is a new series we have here today. We all know that Lotus on Water sells feng shui collections, and we sell them firsthand, from the earths to the carvers and directly into the hands of my valuable clients. But there are also many collections in here, in the Lotus on Water gallery, that's worthy of appreciating, but we're not selling them. And those are Master Yun's personal collections. Now, these collections, they are very worthy of appreciation, very meaningful, and very inspiring. So I have with me here, for this series, and especially tonight, Mr. Pino. He's a passionate collector of antiques. He'll be sharing with us the beauty of Master Yun's collections, and I will be sharing Master Yun's art that so tastefully well go with them. And this is how we have museum of collections in the galleries. This is how we have museum in Lotus, this is how we have 莲中博物. Right, okay, so this is going to be a regular series. We know we have our Monday, that Kola has the live, Thursday and Friday with different topics. But this Tuesday, 7:30, we are starting something new. A lot of my clients actually have been here before, come all the time, and they start questioning recently. Because every single little thing in the gallery, it's really something that's different. Am I right, Pino?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Mr. Pino, he is an expert. He's a passionate collector of all this. And today we are seated here next to this big thing. Are you comfortable?
Very comfortable, thank you.
Okay, because
yes.
I was told that, I was told by the crew that I need to find a bar stool. And actually, it turns out to be not a bar stool, but this is really something that, even this material is excellent.
It is.
Somehow, we just can't find something in the gallery that's not good, yeah. But today, we are really talking about this big thing in the center. A lot of my clients have come here and they've liked incense here before. Some of them have asked, oh, what is this? I said, wait, give us a moment more. We are going to have a show that we'll talk about this. So today we finally got a chance. So friends who just join us, please remember to like and share, especially those who come to the gallery often if you want to know what is going on with the gallery. Now, disclaimer first, a lot of the things that we are going to talk about in this session, in this live, you cannot buy. A lot of the other sessions that I do, you were telling people to buy things. You can buy this is what we recommend now. What we're going to talk about in this episode, or this whole series, majority of things you cannot buy. So it's really appreciating. After watching this, you might just be more cultured. And when you come here and light incense, you know what's going on. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
Before that, I think we should cheers to the success of this new series.
Thank you.
Cheers. This is a shout out to the our sponsor, which is Laurent-Perrier champagne, established since 1812, have not worked with anyone else before. So here they are. The first artist I ever worked with is Mastering. Okay, we're going to talk about this big chest here today. I told many people it's a chest, but before we go on, there are actually a lot of people who are online and they have said hi. I see Mike, he just posted a emoticon with two cheers, glasses, cheers, yeah. Mike, this is Laurent-Perrier champagne. So for this series, we'll be drinking Laurent-Perrier champagne. So I think this will be one of my favorite things. Gillian is here, Geraldine, Madam Lai. So if I will make notice to you, because from here I can see what's going on. Wei Wei, Jewel, Daryl, Yvonne, Cynthia, Mike, Eileen. Yes, so do like and share as what Mr. Kola has said. We'll be talking about something that's special in the gallery. We talk about things that you can buy all the time. But finally, we are talking about some things that you can come here and appreciate. And the moment you step in the gallery, I think you can feel something that's different. Here we are in this gallery that is what we call the Lotus on Water Art Gallery here. So this big chest over here, Mr. Pino, can you share with us something about this thing?
Before we enter into the analysis of this beautiful chest,
yes.
I would like to say two things.
Okay.
First of all, thank you to all the people who are seeing me. I'm not as good as Mr. Khan in presenting.
No, I'm not good. I just go non-stop, yeah.
You're very good. You're very good. Mr. Khan just touched on one particular aspect about significance of the pieces which are gathered here. From my observation over a period of time, I can say not one item is insignificant.
Right.
And there's a breath of culture, a breath of elegance, a breath of aesthetic. And that goes from a chest like this to many of the paintings that I see around me. And I feel that I am in a museum. But what a beauty to say that we're not in the museum. We are here in the galleries of Master Yun. Let me touch briefly about this chest.
Okay.
First of all, it's an Indian chest, and it's possibly from the northern part of India.
Right.
What's specific and beautiful about this chest? Before we enter into the technical analysis, the first thing that comes up to my mind, who commissioned this chest?
Okay.
and why it was commissioned.
Right.
This is called a dowry chest, and in Indian it's called dam chia. That's the Indian name. What was it used for? Being a dowry chest, I can imagine, I can visualize the parents, the family of the bride wanting something special for their daughters, and they would contain precious valuable, they would contain beautiful artifacts they had in their houses. They also would contain the saris, especially those which were woven with gold elements.
Right.
So this is a chest to protect valuables.
Okay.
But now, when we look at it, what do we see?
Right.
We see, first of all, columns. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And these columns go from the bottom to the top to the back. But again, when I examine this piece, splendid piece, magnificent, I would like to put my attention onto what I see here.
Okay.
Now, master carver, it must have cost at the time an enormous amount of money, but I also see the joy of the family commissioning this piece for a bride.
Right.
So when I look at this chest,
So, sorry, before we proceed,
yes,
Indian dowry chest, can we have a timeline, like when might it come from?
okay, to the best of my knowledge and understanding, I would say that it's late 18th century, early 19th century.
That means it's about 200 to 300 years old, this
200.
chest.
Yes.
Wow.
This is at least 200 years old.
This is a 200 to 300 years old chest.
It is. Now, when we look at the chest, we just see the square here.
Yep.
Okay? And this square has been is finely carved.
Yes.
And at the center of each of this carving, you will find a base, and that's the base of the flower. On top of the base of the flower, you would see roundels, or what we call rosette, which have been plugged onto the base with a needle. And this were, with a nail.
Yes.
And this was hand carved.
Every single one of them.
Every single
So just
one of them.
on this face,
Yes.
there are 18 boxes, let's say.
Yes.
And each of them, there are 5.
Yes.
So every single one of them was hand carved. And we must bear in mind that
Hand-carved.
this might be from the 18th century to 300 years old.
It could be late 18th century, early 19th century. This is my best take on this. So very ornate, but beautifully ornate.
Yes.
It basically exudes elegance, finesse, almost aristocracy in the beauty of a piece like this.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
when I've spoken, I've said about the columns, then there are the rows. And you see 6 on the side, 6 on the back, 3 on one side, and 3 on the other side.
Yes.
This, again, is the explanation. What's particular about this chest? There's one thing that attracted me as a collector, the patina. But let's try to get a little bit in the word patina. Where does it come from? What does it represent? Patina is a 17th century Italian word, which basically was reflected when the copper used to get a sort of a green veil on top.
Right.
That was called the patina.
Am I spelling correct? It's P-A-T-I-N-A.
Perfect.
That's patina. Okay.
Patina. And then it was also imported by the Brits.
Right.
But the interesting part about the patina, first it was recognized about the sort of greenish color of a copper elements,
Right.
being a plate or being something else. Then patina is also recognized in iron. The passage of the time, the use of the utensils would change slowly the color.
I see. So can I understand that, okay, patina, this thing is one thing, if the metallic stuff, okay,
Yes.
they've been used long enough.
Yes.
They have, there's certain famous sculptures all around the world that some people, they touch it all the time for centuries and they just become more smoother, and then they have the sheen and then the shine thing. Is that the patina thing?
You've just said it in the correct way.
Okay, that's the patina.
Sheen. So when I look at this, I see sheen everywhere.
I see.
And that confirms to me the period it was built.
I see.
Now, you just look at these finales. There are 4. Look at the sheen. Nobody can imitate something like this.
Yes.
It only happens with the passage of time and the use of the piece.
Right. I think probably the awakening thing for them now is that, oh my God, I have been here in presence of this chest. They light their incense. They've been touching it. You know, sometimes they put their wine glasses here, like what we do now. And they you didn't realize that this is an 18th century chest, as what Mr. Pino has said. And with all the delicate carvings, you go back in time, 18th century, 300 years ago, how much effort it is to carve so many of this by hand. There's no machines back then. And the patina actually says it all, that how aged it is. So when you're touching it, when you're putting your wine glass on this, actually you're touching a part of history and a part of a culture.
History and culture, absolutely.
They're breathing it every single day. They didn't know. That's why we have this show. It's called Museum in Lotus. And I like what Mr. Pino said just now, is that probably it's good that you don't have this in a museum. Because when you have it in a museum, it's like there. You have to stand and you cannot interact with it. But now you can, here. That's wonderful. That's great. And because it's hardwood, am I right?
It's hardwood.
So can I understand that because it's hardwood so that it doesn't damage that easy?
First of all, is the strength and the density of the wood.
Right.
Okay. And that's definitely hardwood.
Okay.
Look at the sheer size.
Yeah.
What comes up to the mind? It comes to mind the richness and the wealth of the family, commissioning something that they discuss about a very eventful occasion,
Okay.
a marriage,
Yeah.
the bride.
So this is the function of this was most likely was a dowry chest.
Dowry chest.
I want to explain to them
Yes.
what it means. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm guessing
Yes.
it correct. If I'm getting it correct, that means dowry chest. Especially all my lady clients here, you got to listen to this, huh? It's correct, or maybe the gentlemen should listen to this. I see Anne, Ashley, Jewel, Amanda, Marilyn is probably a new friend. James Quack, Jim is here as well. So listen to this. It's Mr. Pino has explained to us that this is a dowry chest. I'm not sure whether this dowry thing is still common in today's world. Is it still common? Huh?
I don't think it's common.
Is it common?
Now we have the
They all have no
drawers,
idea, yeah.
and most of the time the new couple would prefer to have money rather than something so beautiful, and so they can choose whatever they want.
Nowadays, new couples don't even want to have a wedding banquet. Huh? I've heard friends, you know, they got married, they go on a hot air balloon, that's it.
I mean, it's a different way of thinking. It's one of the most important aspects of life.
Yes.
A marriage.
Right.
And the marriage will bring new children.
Yes.
And again, and this is how nature perpetrates itself through human beings. And that occasion was a very happy occasion.
Yes.
I can imagine, and this chest feels to me a very happy one, not only because of the beauty, but because of the occasion. And I can see the bride-to-be going around and starting to put beautiful things in this dowry chest, which will eventually be transferred into the place of the husband.
Right.
But when I look again about a piece like this, I like to think about the house and the room it was placed.
Right.
It must be a majestic building. It must be a very luxurious. Now, this sits on 4 wheels.
Okay.
I mean, it's literally, you required 4 or 5 people to move this. And the only way to succeed with the 4 or 5 people, the wheels at the bottom.
Yeah.
You can actually see them.
Yeah, we
on the
tried.
side.
We tried moving it.
It's very, very
It's
difficult.
very, very difficult. I just want to bring it back a little bit. Dowry, you know, now friends are actually commenting. They're not commenting what kind of dowry they have, but but they are after a bit of explanation, you know, Amanda is saying that Lotus of Water is indeed a place full of invaluable treasures.
Absolutely.
The invaluable. That's a word for it, and there's so much history. Jewel is saying that we are blessed to have come across access to something that's rare and historical here in the gallery. One of my clients, Wei Wei, is joking that, you know, dowry now exists in the form of Master's painting, Lotus crystal mountains, and jadeite. Now, dowry, you know, if you're Chinese, this is Indian culture. Do they do dowry in Italian culture?
They used to,
maybe
yeah? In the 16th, 17th century, but
again, that was the Medici, that was the Renaissance time.
Yes.
So I think a lot of cultures in the past and some till now, they still do dowry. In Chinese, the Teochew, I'm not sure if I'm correct about this, you know, because I'm not married myself. The Teochew people, if they get married, they have to like give, the dowry is like 4 pieces of gold. I think gold bangle, or gold necklace, and gold ring or something. So that's the dowry. And probably you can have it in one set, you know, just a box. That's it. But this is a dowry chest. That means that the sheer size of it, they must have contained a lot of goodies, a lot of treasures inside. And one thing that Pino said just now, I caught, that this chest and all the treasures inside will be transferred, or after that would be moved to where the bride married to, the husband's house. So this is a historical thing. It's like they would definitely want to marry of the same status. So it was a very wealthy lady's family. And she got married into a very wealthy and very prosperous gentleman's family. And this chest went along. So it's definitely a storage of prosperity. It's at the same time, it's also a celebration and showcase of prosperity as well.
Yes.
And Pino was on the point that, so now we can start to imagine, when it goes to the new house or the new home, when the bride was married to, the place must have been magnificent.
Magnificent. I agree. Magnificent.
It might have been a mansion, at least.
Possibly. Very possible.
Yeah. Or it might have been a palace. We don't know about this.
That I don't know.
We have, I have clients in Middle East. And sometimes they carefully, and sometimes they show us their floor plan to do feng shui. And you know, they stay together as a family, siblings and mothers and all, but different houses. Then he will say that, oh, my house is actually the smallest among my siblings. When we look at the floor plan, we couldn't comprehend the size. So when they took a photo, they have to go way back to take the full frontage of the whole thing. It is that kind of sheer size. And you have something there like this. It really brings up the whole thing. We can start to imagine. So, my friends, when you're here to light incense here all the time, you can start to imagine. This is just even the incense holder or the table itself. This is something significant. This is actually a symbol of prosperity. It's stunning.
It is very, very beautiful. I think very difficult to find a piece of this caliber. And I think it blends so very well with the art that at this point in time is surrounding me. Wherever I turn my eyes, I see beauty. I see beauty in this chest. I see beauty in master-hewn paintings. Yes,
I think there's one thing that's just what we're trying to do also. I mean, friends would know that I've been doing that weekly Art Beyond Museum series. Here we're starting a new one. It's called Museum in Lotus, to talk about the wonderful collections, not for sale, okay? So please don't offer me a price tomorrow about this. And every single aspect of my clients over here, they can get to enjoy something. And just look at the thing, you can see the whole age to it. If after 300 years, you still get to see these kind of details, I think you can imagine 300 years ago, it would have been more stunning, I'm guessing.
It would not have the patina that it says.
Well, for sure, yeah. It wouldn't have this thing. Yeah, this thing will still be. It wouldn't be that shiny. So next time when you come here and see that, you see this shine, you see this sheen, then you appreciate more that actually this is a heritage of time.
Heritage of time.
Heritage of time, right? So we have these flowers. We can see. We can imagine what they have in the chest is stunning. And okay, I just want to show to people like they have seen how we like the incense. You have been lighting incense here all the time anyway. Amanda, Joel, everyone else. But what does Master Yun use with this? Actually, Master Yun stores his unfinished or work in progress paintings or calligraphies inside this thing, inside this chest of prosperity. Do you know that? Have you seen it?
Can I say I've not seen it, but
Yeah.
I can imagine if I was the artist, I would want to have something of this caliber where I would place my fine artworks.
Yes. Okay. So since it's much of valuable, it came with a lock, and I think this lock also has a story. Am I right?
It has a story.
It's a very heavy lock, huh?
Look.
Okay, so it's very traditional. I'm not. You have to come here to see it yourself, huh? The whole chest full of details, and then you have these two chains.
Which this is hand forged.
Hand forged. So if we take it as 18th century, for sure.
Late 18th, early 19th century. This is my best guess.
Yes. So the chances of it being hand forged is very high. And actually, you know, you look at the irregularities, is most likely hand forged. And this is the flap that opens it. I'm going to show you later. But therefore, it comes to this latch here, and then we have a lock here for it, so that you don't come here and steal Master Yun's painting. Number one. Yeah, but okay, this lock, it's unique. This lock is delicate. Look at the. I don't think they can see it, so you have to come and see it yourself. Look at the
details.
Details. Goodness.
Beautiful details. Absolutely fantastic details.
So what about this small little prized item here, huh? What story do you have about this?
In my opinion, again, I don't think this is Indian.
Okay.
I would actually think that this is late 18th century, 19th century, so it matches beautifully with this fantastic chest.
The timeline is the same.
Absolutely, the timeline is the same.
Right.
Again, a very skilled ironsmith made it with all the details that I see.
Yeah. Not sure they can see, you know, because if they just want to make a lock, they don't have to go for all the carvings, huh?
Absolutely.
They don't have to give all these details. They just make the mechanism and that's it, done.
And this would have been made again in Nepal.
Nepal.
And this particular lock would be used to lock the entrance, so the door of a monastery or a temple.
Oh.
That is the reason. But what happened in the early 2000s, the government realized that a lot of this monastery and temple were looted, and so precious artifacts or precious work of art were taken out.
Okay.
So it was decided that all this lock would be removed, and a security mechanism different from this would be used.
Are they using thumbprint now? Voice command. So this was an ancient lock used then.
Absolutely.
Okay. Technology caught up with it, so it's not that useful thereafter. But this is very delicate. This, I mean, the details are very fine.
Very fine. And I can imagine, as you know, the analogy that I see between the chest and this lock, not only is in terms of timing, but in terms of delicate, elegant work.
Yes.
And they go together beautifully. It has a key, and this is the key.
We're going to keep that. I'm not going to place it here. Yeah, so you can see the lock, but you won't see the key here tomorrow. Yeah, so this is the key.
This is the key. Can I
Okay.
Open it.
Okay,
and
okay,
I will
okay.
show you how.
Please demonstrate. Yeah.
Demonstrate.
This looks like a pagoda anyway. Yeah.
It is definitely a pagoda.
So this is the key. Okay. So,
And
oh, okay.
I just need to handle it.
Oh. Oh.
And this is the mechanism.
Okay.
Without this key, you cannot open the lock.
Wow. I would like to have this lock in my home. It's very classy. This is, okay, a big chest.
Yes.
Indian dowry chest. Amazing 18th century, stores a lot of treasures. And I mean, I really like that. You should really come explore, because I always tell my clients, we don't have time in the gallery. As you know, the schedule is very hectic. They all know. And every single time I tell them, okay, every single piece of thing you knock into here, there's a story. There is a great story. Just like this, small little thing, there's a story. And I have never seen a lock like this. Look at this mechanism. For sure, they don't make lock like this anymore. This was the key.
This was the key.
that pushed it out.
Original key.
Oh, good God.
But
oh, this is how it looked like, yeah.
I like to imagine
Okay.
the ironsmith making something like this for a temple. It was love. It was
Yeah.
not only a commission that had to come to an end, it's the finality of the lock, which is very important. And I'm sure that ironsmith knew that this lock would have closed and secure the doors, as I mentioned, of a temple or a monastery.
Oh, see? Sorry, I got it locked. So you can't, without the key, if you put it in without the key, you just...
Absolutely, no, you can't.
Can I have the key?
Please.
Yeah. So this is what Mr. Pino is doing just now, and he has to match it and... Oh, okay.
Open it.
When you push it out, then it's done. Wow. Think about that. It's guarding the gates of the temple, the place they were guarding with such finesse, you know. Security is one thing, but look at it, so fine. So fine. Okay, so this is the lock. You can see the lock when I'm here in the gallery, but you won't see the key. Huh? So, just in case. Huh? You know,
Just in case.
a lot of things. Okay, this is the lock. And my clients are familiar with lighting incense here, but they hardly get to see what's actually inside. 200, 300 years ago, it was dowry chest, so it had the gold-laden saris, it had the valuables, and so on. Now, in Master Yun's hands, this is a private collection. We're not selling this. Master Yun stores his feng shui paintings. So a lot of my clients actually ask, you know, when they see on Facebook that Master Yun start painting something, because Master Yun's painting actually takes many layers to complete, it takes at least half a year. They see him splashing colors on the surface and say, oh, is this going to be out next week? No, it will take a lot of time. And sometimes it might take a couple of years because every single layer takes inspiration. And when the layers are not complete, it's stored inside one of these chairs.
Can I take a look?
I want to show. You want to see this because a lot of you online, now you are collectors of Master Yun's art. So you know you got a final piece. But you might have seen work in progress. But now I show you work in progress at the same time where it's been stored. So you know that, oh good God, you know, it was stored at a prosperity chest. It's so awesome. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to remove this thing, this huge incense burner, which you all know. Just go and put it one side. Okay. No, it's okay. I'll put it here. One side. Okay, because the whole opening is the flap that is in the center. Right? That's the one.
Perfect.
This is the one. The whitening stone, you all remember. So we have unlocked this, and here, hand-forged chains. Oh, that must be really guarding something, huh? Okay. Okay. It's actually very heavy. No, I can't. Okay. Okay. So here we have inside there. These are the unfinished works by Master Yun. And actually, if we look even deeper, there are compartments inside. Right? What are the compartments for?
Again, for jewelry, for valuables.
I see.
That was the reason.
I see. What we place inside now is agar wood, raw agar wood.
Oh, I see.
Yes, raw agar wood. So, okay, this is where Master Yun keeps some of his unfinished pieces, because every single piece of his artwork requires a long period of time of color splashing and so on. I'm just going to take a few to show everyone. Let me see. So deep. Let's see. Let's see. Probably this one. Okay. Maybe this one. And should I take more? Maybe one more. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is the okay. Let's just put this back. Okay.
If you see Mr. Khan, every single element is different, also in shape.
Yes. That's why it's hand-forged. Yeah.
Hand-forged.
Okay. So 200-300 years ago, hand-forged iron chains to actually keep the dowry inside great treasures. And now it's actually also keeping great treasures. This, I just took it out from the chest. Master Yun, he paints, as you know. Just right behind Mr. Pino is one of Master Yun's painting. This thing and the works in progress, each painting actually takes about 8 to 12 layers at least.
8 to 12 layers.
Yeah, Some people cannot understand what's going on. So this is part of the thing to show what's going on. Oh, okay. The first few layers, regardless of the material, it can be silk, it can be what we call tongpa paper or rice paper. This is the one that, oh wow, it's not complete yet. So please don't come asking me about this piece, can you buy? No, it's not complete. You know the Martin will not sell not complete works. So when he has a fabric, and he has a canvas, the first few things he will do is that he will color splash on it. Okay, so we can imagine that the canvas originally was probably yellow or beige. Now with all these colors, oh, this one piece, yeah. These are color splashed on it. The orange, the green, the blue, the lavender. And part of the material that allows the color to fly would be laurent-perrier champagne. And this is an incomplete work. In fact, this probably only has about 4 to 5 layers with a bit of acrylic paint that you can see here. And what Martin does after that is that he would just roll it up and keep it away, waiting for the right time. So the question is, so eventually this might turn out to be like the painting you see, or the fengshui calligraphy that some of my clients are very familiar with. But this is incomplete work, a bit of gold paint, gold ink here and there. It's not done. It might take months, it might take years. He comes by this chest and then he takes a look at it and says, oh, okay, I have inspiration now. I will continue painting. And you'll find the peacock, you'll find the crane, or you'll find the words. And then it becomes a complete work.
I see.
But in the meanwhile, the storage, you know, when you buy, invest in good wine,
yes,
they care about the provenance.
Yes.
Yeah, which is like, where has the wine gone to? Now, this piece of work is not done. In the middle process, it will be stored in this, what I would like to call a chest of prosperity.
Chest of prosperity, yes.
So my clients, you online now, you can be very, very well assured that, you know, when your painting is done or when your artwork is done, actually before it's done, it's actually exposed or has been sucking in, it has been taking in a lot of this prosperity energy. And this is just one of them. When we opened the chest just now, there was a lot more.
A lot more, yes.
Once again, it takes inspiration on when Martin might finish this. I think we're going to put it back in. If not, he discovers that it's disappeared.
I will take the key home tonight.
You sure you don't have another copy of the key?
No, I don't have any other copy. That's the reason I'm asking to have this one.
So the key won't be here tomorrow, but rest assured, you know that in this chest, okay, let me do it, yeah. As you're praying, okay, takes a bit of effort to actually do it, and this is the lock, right?
Needs to be opened.
Yeah, you need the key to open it again. I'm getting used to it. Oh wait. Not that easy, huh? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Locked. Perfectly locked.
Oh, not yet. Okay. Okay. There we have it. Okay. Now we can take the key away. Okay. Yes. So this is the thing. All the art pieces that we have gone through today, we just meant because of this chest, we talk about the chest and how wonderful it is, and we actually get to see that the work in progress is actually stored in this chest. This chest brings a lot of memories. This chest brings a lot of culture. It's a chest that's prosperity and is not afraid to show it. You do have to show it back in those times that you are prosperous. Nowadays, a lot of people with prosperity, they actually hide it.
Why?
You speak to a lot of, Pino, you have been in Singapore for a long time.
That's true.
Yeah. When did you come to Singapore?
I came the first time in 1990 and left in 1993. And then came back in 2001. 1997 to 2006, and then from 2010, I'm back.
So till now,
Yes.
you realize that sometimes, no offense, but a lot of Singaporeans, they say, "Oh no lah, I'm not rich lah, I'm not rich," but they keep on saying that, they keep on bringing that up. It's really weird, you know, because like by right, Singaporeans, they are supposed to be one of the more wealthier people in the entire world. And the matter of feng shui, actually, sometimes you shouldn't say it too often, because what you say might really come to pass. It really happen. Yeah. So if you want yourself to be prosperous, to be healthy, you should always say that, you know, I'm healthy and prosperous and so on. So my thing with a lot of clients is that, some clients is that, you know, they can get pretty wealthy, but they are not willing to enjoy it or show it for many reasons. Probably they are afraid that their relatives will come and borrow money from them.
But life is about enjoying. Life, I mean, we don't have, it's not known if we have multiple lives. We live once.
Yes.
If we have the means and we adore something, then let's part with that amount of money to buy something beautiful.
Yes.
And the difference between human beings and animals, we know for sure that human beings appreciate art. This has not been demonstrated for animals.
Yes, I agree. You know, in 2017, this has not been rehearsed before, huh? This is a totally live program. 2017 April, when Master Yun had his first art exhibition in Ion Orchard Art Space. He had a speech. I'm going to put that speech up again. He said something even more direct. He said that you know, art is like, it's like pearls. That's why in the Bible they have this phrase called "Do not cast pearls in front of swines" or something.
Yes.
So because these are not things that non-humans, they won't understand. They can't. And I always encourage, here we always encourage our clients to, you know, if you are getting more and more prosperous, you should enjoy it. You should enjoy it. I mean, the thing about this chair is that, yes, we understand the historical context, but it's a great show that, you see, my family, I'm marrying my daughter off. And of all these generations of great wealth and great prosperity, here, this is a testament. And I hope that marrying her into your family, you take good care of her. And for sure, it's in Chinese what we call 门当户对. In the Indian society in the past, it's the same thing. Door matches door.
Door matches door.
Door matches door. So it must have gone into a great family as well. You know, the thing about what we want to show people and the philosophy of Master Yun's art is that it's also about prosperity. And it's not those prosperity you have to hide one corner. You show it. Not to the face of like being arrogant about it, but just be comfortable with it and show it. And that's why one of the main motifs, MOTIF, of Master Yun's art, this is a finished work. Those we saw just now, they are not done yet. They are like 3 to 4 layers and kept there for inspiration. The main thing, it's always a peacock. Can you see the peacock?
Beautifully rendered. I can see the feathers, and the feathers again give me the understanding of a peacock.
The fromage of the entire peacock. I'm not sure whether this chest is the past, whether it was, whether does it have paint or whether did they laced it with gold and silver. No, we can imagine. Probably they did. Probably they were so rich until the extent they did. So this, the main motif is always peacock, and a lot of people ask Master Yun, why does he paint peacocks so much? And the flower that you see, it's actually, that's peony. It's those kind of big flowers that really blossoms. So this is the thing that is actually showing you that prosperity, yes, and you must be proud of it, because that's what the peacock is all about. They're beautiful and they're proud of it. They're not hiding, you know. Just show. That's it. And we hope that our clients can enjoy and show prosperity. Likewise, no need to hide. And be comfortable with it.
Enjoy life, enjoy art.
Now, this painting right behind us, right behind Mr. Pino, this one is called PPK 3101. And because of this show, it's called Museum in Lotus. So we have a luxury of being able to show bigger paintings. This is one of the bigger size ones. Friends who have been in the gallery, you might have seen this before. This one is actually at about $380,000+. Am I correct? So I spent
366.
366. Short-sighted. Can't see. 366,000. The typical, you have see the peacock, you have the gold and silver, you have the full natural minerals, the tongpa paper, and so on. I was studying about the name just now. It's called the pintails of gems. Gems I can understand. Gems I can understand. I mean, you look at the peacock feather, you look at the gold and silver, those are gems. Pintails, that's quite difficult to understand. What I read just now, pintails, actually they refer to a kind of bird that the tail is extremely long. But you know, if you just look at a literal sense, that it's as if the tail is pinned to one point and the rest just come from it. And we see that actually all the feathers, they lead up to one point at the peacock's body. Sometimes prosperity stems from one point and it goes on and it spreads further and further, generations and generations. I mean, 300 years later, we are fortunate, you are fortunate online, to actually see this dowry chest. And you can start to imagine how it was 300 years ago in that wealthy Indian family's house, or maybe it belonged to a Raja, maybe it belonged to a Maharaja, we never know. Yes. The whole complex and the whole area, how it looks like. And of course, now, while you're imagining it, you can enjoy it together with Mark Twain's paintings. I think they both spell the same story. There's a song. If you have it, flaunt it or something. If you are prosperous, I'll be proud of it, just like Mark Twain's painting. The message that is here. A pintail of gems is one of the paintings that I highlight today together with this Indian dowry chest. And if you come by tomorrow, if you come by on Sunday, you must come and see these two things together. Feel it. Rest for a while. And feel the whole thick culture inside. Right? I think they can get more on themselves. Okay, we have something that's related as well. We talked about the chest. We talked about the lock that is from Nepal. We highlighted the paintings that are inside. We also highlighted Mark Twain's art. But there's something else here. Yes. That doesn't belong to the chest.
It doesn't belong to the chest.
But it's related.
It is related.
Okay.
Yes. And I would like actually to basically show you. This is a bell.
Okay.
It's possible a bell that was hanged from a monastery or a temple. As people enter, they would push it one way or the other, so it would sing, I would say. Look at the Ganesh.
Right.
And why this Ganesh and this bell are here today?
Right.
It's because of a new opportunity for your organization to start something different and give me the opportunity to say and to tell you what I think about the pieces, which is a great honor for me.
Oh, so this is a very appropriate piece to actually introduce during our first episode
yes.
of Museum in Lotus. Ganesha, as Singaporeans should be pretty familiar
yes.
with Ganesha. It's a god of joy, god of happiness, and god of new beginnings. And this bell here, this chain, we can guess that it was actually hanged somewhere. And yes. Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Wow, it's very heavy.
It's not only very heavy, but look at the workmanship to make something so beautiful. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
We are also guessing, and probably this is also about 18th century.
This would definitely be end of the 18th century again. I would say the 19th century. But could even be earlier than this.
That means that what we see here today, the chest. If you come here tomorrow, when you light incense on this, you will know that this is about 300 years old. The lock is about 300 years old. So please be gentle. The bell or the chime is about 300 years old. It comes about the same era.
Same period.
Pretty much the same region, Indian regions. Probably the chest is from northern India and this from Nepal. All signs and symbols of great belief and great prosperity. Because I really think that, because I studied literature in the past and culture and all this stuff, for a civilization to come to the extent to carve something as refined as that, and we must remember this after 300 years old, that we still see such details that if we bring it back to 300 years ago, it would have been more defined, because of the patina and all this stuff. So for a civilization to come to the extent, they must have been doing very well. Then they would do something like that.
Definitely.
If they can't even solve the most basic issues, they won't go to the extent of doing this. And the weight of this, I'm not sure whether we'll be displaying this entirely tomorrow, because I'm afraid that each of them will come over here and they will just like ring the bell non-stop. But it's heavy. They could have used this material to do something else.
Absolutely.
But they did not.
Yes.
But they did not. So this is really another show of good faith and prosperity. And if we look at this, that that this little carving here of Ganesha's hand,
yes,
that is protruding. What I know from carvings is that if they carve something and the hand is protruding, or certain details that are more protruding, it's actually very difficult.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because to carve a hand like this is much easier. So this, I'm not sure you can see it tomorrow. If you can, please don't ring the bell all the time. Yeah, this is really an antique. 300 years old.
It's a remover of obstacles. That's also the significance of the Ganesh.
Okay, okay. So this one is the one that's supposed to hang up and people would
yes,
do this.
Absolutely.
Okay, wow. Okay, removal obstacles, just a bit like Mastrin's paintings. The silver is actually the removal obstacles. The one, it's a very biblical tradition thing. Yeah. So this is stunning, and that's another bell.
This is definitely a monastery bell.
Okay.
Okay.
This.
How exquisite is the sound? And it would basically mean for the priest to allow people to know that a function would be carried out in the monastery or the temple.
Time together.
Yes, and will come together. Now, here there's a Sanskrit phrase, which unfortunately I'm not able to tell you what it is about, but it's possibly the name of the monastery or the temple and the donor to the temple.
I see.
I think this is what I can speculate about.
I see. So that is a hanging bell.
Hanging bell.
This one is more like a handheld bell.
Yes.
And actually this, I must say, is no less, it's actually as heavy as that.
Yes.
Quite as heavy as that.
Yes.
So quite the material they used.
This is brass. 100%
Wow.
is brass.
Okay. Please don't do this in my gallery tomorrow, because if everyone comes in and do this thing, I'll have complaints. Why is the bell always happening, But what I saw Mr. Pino did just now, that, it's just by doing this a little bit, and it was very resounding. They got the entire physics and the dynamics thing correct, So
and beautiful sound.
yes, yeah. Reminds me of Game of Thrones. I saw
Yes.
one episode and they was doing that. So this bell thing, also from about 18th or maybe early 19th century.
Again, 18th century, 19th century is
Wow.
a good bet.
So this, the few, see? Oh my goodness, yeah. It's fortunate that what we are using on today, this is hardwood, because so it will not be damaged easily. And on top, actually, is there a cow on top?
That's the Nandi.
Ah.
This is the Nandi, and this is the avatar of Shiva.
Oh, okay.
And it lives in Mount Kadish in India, which is the sacred mountain for the Hindus.
Right. I see. Wow. Okay, we really have a lot of things connecting today. It's only the first episode of Museum in Lotus. We know about this chest. The lock is refined. The bells are clear and amazing. They all belong to 18th to early 19th century.
Correct.
Which is about 200-300 years from now. And you get to enjoy it as a Lotus client. You get to enjoy it all and learn about it through this show. So next Tuesday, you must continue to watch and tell more of your friends about this thing, because I must tell you one thing, probably Mr. Pino doesn't know, that a lot of live shows now are of a very different level. here in Lotus on Water, we stand on the point that if we do something, we must do it classy enough. We must do it with prosperity and elegance. Prosperity and elegance.
Prosperity and elegance.
Yeah, that's our tagline. That's our motto. We believe that we can. And a lot of talk shows now, a lot of live shows now, they are more on the, well, you know, I won't say mediocre, but it's just not refined enough. But I believe that actually a lot of us deserve more refined things. And after this show, if you learn something and if you come by the gallery and you see all this and you feel and you can have the imagination and enjoy together with Mars Twins art, that will be most wonderful.
Inspirational, I would say.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, next week, Tuesday, we will continue this museum in Lotus. Today we covered the chess and something that's 18th, 19th century of our dear Indian culture. Next week we have something else. Probably some of you have seen it before, but you have no idea what is it all about, and we're going to show it. I think we're going to explain a lot of things about it. And then you will realize that, oh my God, really, if I step into the gallery, every single step, there's a lot of a treasure. And that's what we call Museum in Lotus. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.